Mando.
All right, we're back. And the first week actually with all... Actually, no, KBM's not here. So OSF is back. We've got Kook back as well. I think KBM had a big night last night. So he may come in halfway through bleary-eyed and his usual friendly self, or he may not. We'll see how it goes. But we'll see how this dynamic works. Have you guys done a show since you kind of came on?
Well, we have. I did one when you were a guest, Kook, but not when you were a host.
Yeah. I came on twice before, and you were there, but then you've been like busy. I'm sure we'll talk about REKT a bit, but it's nice to be here with you, bro.
Yeah,
and you're crushing it, by the way. I see probably not all, but a lot, and it's cool.
I appreciate it.
The show works really well. Basically, me and Kook chat, and you can talk even less as the OSF. So you can really be a backseat driver of the whole thing.
It would be great when KBM's here because then there's a lot of
You could just get out the guitar and start strumming in the background.
I might do. What I should do is I should go anonymous, so I don't even have so I just have a PFP like Kook, and then you won't.
Kook. Then you don't even know.
You don't even know what I'm doing.
Yeah, I don't even like being anonymous, but I started it a year ago, and I'm not going to roll it back. But I'd rather be on camera; it's more fun. But yeah, here we are. I almost put that other picture as my PFP for the show. You know that one I sent in the chat today.
You should. You should.
Every time I look at that picture, I laugh, bro. You laughed at it. You know it.
Yeah, offend as many people as possible at the same time. It feels like that's where X is going at this stage. I just love that Grok, having been basically just trained on X race baiting for the last 2 years, has now just gone. It's gone fully over the cliff, and now the CEO's leaving. Nikita Bear looks like he's about to flame out.
Mecha Hitler. He called himself Mecha Hitler, man. Do you think the CEO leaving has to do with that? It can't. It's a big coincidence.
No, I think so. I think so. I reckon. I reckon she's just because imagine her job. Her job is to sell ads for X, right? And her job from the start has been no, we're a good platform. We're not racist. We don't do anything wrong. And then literally the $1 trillion bot that Elon's been building is basically now just spouting out Mecha Hitler. He's probably just I can't deal with this. How can I sell ads on this platform anymore? So I kind of feel like that's kind of what happened there. Anyway, firstly, a small change to the rewards. We've actually we're going to a weekly race style leaderboard. So if you at the end of each show each week, the leaderboard reset. We're going to choose the winner for the prizes at the end. Based on volume from each week. We may mix it up each week and do different things, but the core rewards will be given out to people who are on under the Yeet leaderboard each week, just to let you know. So if you have not placed a bet on Yeet this week, I don't know if you'll be eligible. I don't think you will be because we're shifting it to it this week. You just do $1 bet to be somewhat eligible. Sims has been in the background working it out for us, but we'll do the spins at the end. Ideally, KBM will be coming through by then. But all right, get into the topics because this is how the show kind of goes now. Stuff we just kind of chat. We just kind of chat about the main stuff of the week. I think the main thing,
I can see comments and shit from people. Is it in Kick?
Yeah. So if you go into Kick, I see
the comments here. Yeah.
The real show now, OSF, man.
Yeah,
the real show.
DJ's Live has nearly got 500 followers now. So also
who's Pornstar? Pornstar on Kick saying Luke, I'm their favorite. Pornstar.
Oh god.
Just joking.
You can go, you can if you create a Kick account, OSF, you can go and chat to them. Hey guys. Love OSF, right? I'm chatting to them now. But yeah, go check us out. We're now fully on Kick. We have a bunch of views there every single day, and that's who we're going to give prizes to at the end as well. Anyway, I think the main thing today probably Pumpfun. Feels like that's the thing that everyone's kind of going to be talking about for the next 48 hours.
Has to be at least.
Are you in or out there? You guys in or out?
I'm in. I'm 100% in.
I'm massively in, man. If you go look at my Twitter for the last couple weeks, I've been talking about it a lot. And, you know, I kind of like, my account probably 5x'd in size during the meme super cycle. And so a lot of these people are like Solana maxis, and I'm trying my best to like beat that out of people's heads, man. But like, yeah, as I've been talking about the Pumpfun thing and how bullish I am and why and whatever, and I cranked it up the last few days, you should see the comments. It's crazy. CT hates this thing. They're going to be wrong. Everyone's going to cope. I'm massively bullish. I said a while ago, maybe on here, 2 weeks ago even, I don't know. But I was like, yo, they're going to go after streaming. They'll go after the Web2 giants in this kind of social media streaming sphere. That's the play for these guys. And he announced it. I think they'll do a chain too and everything. But like, yeah, I'm pretty bullish. The token sale's weird. I'd rather just buy it on a DEX and not have to KYC and not have to be like locked out of it. But we'll make it work anyways.
I think in Europe it's going to be tough. In the UK it's going to be tough. In the US,
as well, yeah.
It's going to be tough to buy it. So I don't really know who's going to be able to buy it, but a bunch of people will. I just think that it's obviously it's come at like the worst possible time for them, right? Like in the space of the last week, suddenly they've been overtaken by this Let's Bonk style of memes. And we can go into that a little bit later. So it's not happened at the best time, but
as a token investor, that's good, right? I hope Bonk can run up their market share. Like, I think this is a bit of a meaningless metric, and they're pumping the coins themselves, and that's fine. Like, I'm glad that Solana has a hometown team that's saying they're going to extract less and everything else. Cool. If that thing gets to 90% market share for Let's Bonk on the TGE weekend, I'll be happy, because then I'm going to get a better price when I'm buying the token. Long term, they can't compete. Like,
yeah, I actually agree. I think it's one of these things where you extrapolate a week's worth of data and be like, oh my God, Pumpfun's over. I don't think Pumpfun's over at all. And I think it's a bad time for memes, but this is like a bearish cross. You know what I mean? It's like the only reason why this is crossed is because no one's been making any money in memes, but that will probably come back. But even just the play, I just feel like what they're going after is a bit more expansive, right? If you want to get on back of like what you just said, are they going to go after streamers and it's not just going to be memes and stuff like that, then I think they've got a shot.
Well, this is like a really simplistic sort of qualitative way that I try to look at things that I invest in, like, for a long time. I don't know if I talked about this before, but just like buy management, like zoom out, buy management. If you bought good management over the last like 20 years, you would have done really well. Like, you could buy Elon, Tim Cook, Jeff Bezos. And actually, I will roll this into a bit of a REKT shill because I'm coping. But like, I saw on Twitter, OSF's getting way more serious about, or not more serious, but he talked about it, and he's like, this is going to be my sole focus. Like, he didn't say like, I'm the big dog, I don't lose, I'm going to win. But it was that, like, written different ways. And I was like, huh. And like, I always like, you know, had a lot of respect for him and stuff. That's another buy management case. Like, you could have, when it was down, and I looked at the chart today because I'm like, oh, I should buy this shit. Yeah. And it's like 11x from the bottom, right?
Yeah,
but I think you can buy Alan. Like, he's obviously an elite Jew. Like, they just got the Epstein list deleted. Like, I don't know. I think you can buy the guy. He doesn't like me. I've never talked to him, by the way. Like, they're not paying me. But I just think it's a buy management. You just look at what they've done. I don't think that Bonk is chasing, right? Like, they're just doing what Pump did 6 months ago. So I like it for a lot of reasons.
I think that's an interesting way of thinking about stuff, because I'm trying to think about that a little bit in crypto terms, because we do also like to tear down some of the smartest people. Like, you would, with that logic, you would have bought SBF probably. You would have bought. I'm trying to think who else. I mean, not to say we kind of had that debate
last week. Remember, he's like a prolific growth investor. Yeah.
Who else would you have invested in that would have fucked
Jeff.
you over though with incredible?
Well, no, Hyperliquid, the opposite. Like, that would have been, and that's part of my Hyperliquid bull case. It's just his ethos. Like, no talking, only delivery. 97% of revenue buys their own token back. Like, yeah, maybe it's the buy management era, but who would have screwed you?
CZ would have been a good buy.
Suzu.
Oh yeah, Suzu might have got you a couple times actually.
Yeah, he would have got you. OX, I think, would have got you a couple of times. I think it's a bit more mixed in crypto, but I agree with you that that's broadly in like VC style investing. Then you need to buy like the people with the right ethics, I think, or the right ability to just pull stuff out the hat. I guess. Were you a believer in the Pac-Man like love?
No, like I didn't invest in it. I talked about it as this same way. I think at some point I was like, it might be like a buy management situation because I figured this was before they announced native yield on Blast, and I was like, he's up to something. Like he's got all this fucking TVL on just a website where you spin a wheel and whatever. Like, or no, it was before that. I figured he was going to do something to attack Lido, like like the liquid staking, and so I liked the native yield. But I never put money into it because I didn't understand where he was trying to go with it. Like when the product is farming, right? They didn't have an app that people were going to use. There was no like reason for this stuff to exist, and NFT trading was going to zero. So I could have seen, and I think I heard Machi on a space once, and he was like super bullish on Pac-Man, and I was like, I don't know, like, yeah. But it might have looked like a buy management early, but I think it was pretty clear, like even before Blast launched, that there was nothing there.
Yeah.
Funny
L2
enough,
is a tough product to get right? Like it's just
I think that the L2 model itself is just broken and weird, right? Like we're in a world now where you might as well just build the app like chain agnostic, build a thing that makes money, and then you go from there. Like Hyperliquid built the killer app, they got all the users, they got the best experience. By virtue of that, they made the most money, and they build the EVM and like they're stitching it all together or whatever. There's a lot more to it than that, but
do you think Luca made a misstep then? That's something I was just thinking about talking about this. Maybe that's a bit controversial because maybe we all slightly know him. But like, do you think he should have gone down the L2 route? Do you reckon he should have just stuck with Pengu?
I think that eventually the L2 stuff gets, for the most, like I said, right? We live in like an app world, and so maybe a lot of this stuff gets abstracted away. Like I think an end user should never know what an L2 is. So I think maybe he could have just built some mega app on Solana or somewhere else. But I think like I'm starting to look at chains as like ISPs, right? Like they just like internet service providers. They just give you access to the thing you need to access. I think Luca's fine. Like I'm a little bit biased because I like Pudgy and I like Luca, but if you look at what they've done, right, and they're kind of going a similar path to Pumpfun, where if Pump's going to attack streaming and social media, that's kind of Luca's direction too, right? And like I don't think, I guess I'm not sure. Well, I think Pump's going to do their own chain because if you're like a community focused project and you own the consumer relationship, like why wouldn't you want the entire economic benefit of your consumers instead of giving a big slice of it up to Sol, let's say? So it made sense to me when Luca did a chain, why he did a chain. I think what they're missing is the killer app, and like maybe the streaming business becomes that. Like I'm not really sure. Like, do they need like an on-chain revenue generating monster? And like, is that streaming, or is it like all the tertiary business stuff? Because most of the stuff they're doing is happening like off-chain, like where they're getting success.
Yeah, because they've kind of gone the other way, right? Like if you compare Pumpfun and Abstract, Pumpfun have kind of gone down the app into streaming, and maybe they'll do a chain later. Whereas Abstract started with the chain, and then have tried to go into like streaming afterwards. It's gonna be interesting to see how that works out. What do you think about the idea that the only people being rewarded here are the streamers? Like everyone got fucking wrecked on Pumpfun coins, and yet the streamers are walking away with 120 million for like 100 people on their stream. Do you think that's weird incentives? That's the only thing I was like, that might.
Yeah, I guess it should. Like, I mean, if they're taking that path, right, and it's the same thing I think about Luca. Like, I was talking to someone on the team, and I'm like, you guys should just throw like crazy money at these Web2 streamers, like get Kai Cenat and all these other people the Zoomers watch. Like, I think you'll see streamer contracts look like athlete contracts, and I think Pump will sign some of them, and Abstract should. And I'll shout out Razmir, man. I think he's like, I'm not watching any of this shit. I never watched video games on YouTube. Like I play the games, like that's my generation. And so, but I like to understand the market and the culture. And so, Razmir is a sick streamer. Like he's a base Zoomer. I saw a clip of him yesterday. He was driving in a car and he had those ridiculous glasses on, and he had a guy in the passenger seat with a laptop open with charts on it. He was holding a phone with Telegram. He had an iPad on the fucking dashboard or something. The guy in the back seat, it's all streaming live. He's on the road driving. He's like calling out all the other Zoomer KOLs. He's like, I'm the best. I got 4 monitors while I'm driving. This is how you really trench. Like, I mean, maybe that's the new entertainment, right? They're like the athletes of this arena. And so they should get paid. But yeah, obviously Pumpfun is like, 0.01% winners and 99.9% losers. And that's the business. I don't have a problem with it, but I understand.
Should we go on to Pumpfun here, guys? Like, what are we doing? Like 120 million feels like we could win over some market share.
I kind of think, like, I mean, what they don't have is serious stuff, right? Like, you got Gainsey smoking cigarettes, talking about all the times he got wrecked and lost all his money. And then you got a bunch of Zoomers doing crazy stuff like Razmir, like this type of stuff. But I mean, this is on Kick, right? Like, Kick is cool. Like, Kick is, you had Twitch, and like their terms of service are really strict and everything, but they're the biggest like thread guys on there. I don't know why. Maybe Pump didn't make them a big enough offer yet, but like I'm pretty bullish on Pump, and I think they actually will be able to attack this market they're talking about. It might make sense, man. Put this on Pump. So then you have to have a token and stuff, and it's like maybe it doesn't make sense.
Gainsey denied being paid to do the streams, but then conveniently gets 3% token applications. So like maybe it was culpable deniability, or like what was the word for that? Like he was able to actually plausible deniability. Sorry, that he could say that.
Did he get 3% of the token?
No, but like
no, but that's
being given to streamers. I'm not too sure if that's like.
I think some will get allocated to other people, right? Because there's that community allocation within the airdrop bucket. So there might be.
Future, though. I think that's just for the future. I don't think that's. Actually, don't know. I thought that was just like for future airdrops, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. I would, if I was them and they're giving 3% to streamers, that would be like earmarked for future streamers. They already got the CT natives, and the business that they're going to bring is already here. And so, like, maybe you incentivize these guys. Like, I think Razmir will drive a lot more growth for Pumpfun than Gainsey. Like, the best Jew in crypto is Razmir. It's not Gainsey. And so that's just a little joke, right? But if they're going to allocate, if they're going to give tokens to streamers, which I think they should do, as a future investor, like that's in my best interest. But they should be giving it to iShowSpeed or like pay some big dogs, man. Like that's the path.
That's the next move, isn't it? Like one of these, whether it's Abstract or Pumpfun or I don't know what else there is out there in the streaming web, one of these crypto streaming platforms are gonna get like fucking Aiden Ross or iShowSpeed, one of these like, big guys, and be like, cool, wait, we'll pay you double what you're getting at Kick or Twitch, whatever it is. You'll have your own token. Yeah.
Aiden called the top, remember?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Shout out to Aiden Ross for actually like just basically saying this is bullshit when all those guys are trying to pitch it to him.
It was amazing. I love that clip. Oh, we're just getting started. Like,
that would be big, wouldn't it? I mean, those guys are on insane amounts, and because Kick
Pumpfun has the money for it as well. By the way, they have obviously have shit ton of money. So.
Yeah, but Kick is also owned by Stake, so they've got a lot of money too.
I didn't know that shit.
Yeah. So Twitch isn't owned by anyone, right?
Did Stake buy Kick, or is it a product they launched?
I think it's a product they launched. I forget the history of it, but there's money in streaming basically. But yeah, I agree with you. They need to get some bigger people on. You can kind of see from the numbers as well, like they're kind of. It's not really big enough, right? They need to get more mainstream people kind of over there for this to work. So maybe they do just go crazy and go like, this is the business model. We give everyone a bunch of money. Either way, I think it's going higher. Like when you have this much focus on a token and on valuation, once enough people have said, yes, we're going to give 600 million to it. If it drops, they will buy it. I just think it will go higher. And because it's only going to be about 40 to 50% unlocked, it's actually a 2 billion token. So you've got to consider they're like 2 billion. That like if Fartcoin's at 1.2 or whatever, I just kind of think that this would go higher than that. I just like get the feeling that it's going to go a lot higher. So I don't know if it's like a long-term hold, but you definitely want to. It's definitely going to double. It's definitely going to double. I reckon.
I think you can.
Do you think it dips and doubles, or do you think it just doubles off the bat?
I think it doubles off the bat, mate.
Yeah, too many people are telling me every time I tweet about this, they're telling me in my comments it's going to go to zero. So I don't think there's going to be a dip.
Oh, Microsoft owns Twitch. Kind of makes sense, doesn't it? A bit more corporate. What do you think about it versus hype? Like you've been a big hype guy.
Yeah.
And that's the valuation a lot of people are throwing around, right? Because I know hype spends 100% of its revenue buying back hype, right? There is.
Yeah.
I saw one of Hasib, who's the main Dragonfly partner, said they heard it's going to be 25% of the revenue used for buybacks, right? So
Yeah,
maybe
I also heard that 25.
maybe it's a lower amount of buyback, but it's still there. But that also makes it look kind of cheap at 4 versus 40 billion, right? Or what's your view on those two? Because I think a lot of people are going to start being like, oh, hype looks expensive versus pump. And
Yeah, I don't, bro. So it's a good question. I think the answer is really easy. Like, I think hype is, I guess, even though less people in the CT bubble are acknowledging what hype is and what it's going to become than pump, whereas pump has gone through like this meme super cycle. Everybody got wrecked, and like people are saying it's done, and Bonk's gonna replace it and everything else. I look at it as hype has already kind of proved the direction that Hyperliquid will go. So Phantom just gave them 15 million more users yesterday. And like, I think that like if you were going to use a stockbroker and they were like, okay, we got every exchange, but we don't have the NASDAQ or the NYSE, you would say, I'm not using, like, that's a non-starter. So if you're a broker, like a client-facing relationship owner in TradFi, you have to offer the NASDAQ and the NYSE. I think the equivalent in the future is that everybody's linked into Hyperliquid. All execution happens on Hyperliquid, or else you're not giving your clients best execution. I think Robinhood perps will move there eventually. Coinbase, anyone. Like, the old model doesn't work. So I'm a huge believer, and you have enough information out there now, combined with the buy management and everything else, to know that, or not know, but I'm much more confident. Like, they're worth 40 billion. They're worth a lot more. With Pump, I'm more like, I think that they can be worth 40 billion or whatever it is. Let's say, like, we got to see revenue, but they have to prove that they can grow their user base. And so I like that their like stated goal is, we're going to attack Web2 social media and streaming, because that's what I think they should do. But I need to see them attack it and actually like make some dents. Like, I need to see them get users, and I need to see revenue go up. Because yeah, CT doesn't matter, right? Like, CT is very small, and like everyone on CT is kind of fucking retarded. Like, I see them, bro. I just get all my information from my own comments, and yeah, if I see them make a dent in the market that he's, and I liked how they were aggressive about that in the tweet. They're like, this is what we're gonna do. If they start to do that, I'll put them more on par with Hyperliquid. So I would say they're both fairly valued right now. Hyperliquid's probably undervalued. Pump at 4 billion is undervalued to me if they can dent the market they want to go after, and I think they can.
So I've been. Sorry, you go, SF.
I was going to say, the thing that's interesting to me, when I was reading through it earlier, is of that 33% that was it 33% that's going, or 30%, whatever it is, that's going for public sale. Something like 18%, I think it was, has been allocated to institutions, which has already been sold. So there's already like a ton of big money behind this that's institutional.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
that's a big deal.
Yeah, let me.
This is gonna fly. This is gonna fly.
Right,
no doubt that was oversubscribed too. There's no doubt in my mind that was oversubscribed, which means that if this dips, they're gonna buy it. Like, there's just, when you raise that amount of money, and it's not a bunch of like NFP people buying other deeds, which even then, that actually went above mint, right, for a while, right? Like, whenever we've seen these big raises, I just think it will go higher. It won't go like crazy higher, but I think it will go higher.
I'm gonna try find it again, but it's that, to me, that was that when I saw that. Yeah, 33% will be sold in the initial coin offering. Of that, 18% is a private sale for institutional purchasers, and 15% in a public sale. Same terms for both. The private sale has already been fully allocated, so they've already raised.
Yeah, dude, this is gonna fly.
They've already raised 720. What is that right?
Yeah.
720 mil. Is that right?
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy figures, right? No, it's a 600 million raise, right? It's a 600 million raise.
Yeah. So why am I? 18% of 4 bill is 720. So what am I doing wrong there?
Ooh, actually,
or is it not 4 bill?
Yeah, I don't know about the maths. I don't know about that, but either way, it's gonna. I think we need to work out the fine print of what they meant by 18%. Is it 18% of the 600, or is the 600 separate? I reckon buy it. Long and short, I reckon buy it. I don't think it's going to be a 10x, but it's an easy 2x. If you can buy it, I think you should. There's no doubt in my mind that this is going to go higher. But yeah, I've been having the same view as you, Kook. So I've been pretty vocally saying, look, I don't think the money's in Solana for a while now. Like originally it was Bitcoin, and then I've been talking about ETH a lot more recently, whereas I know you've been more on the hype train. What do you think being short Solana is now a bit consensus? That's something that I've kind of I'm debating a little bit. Like, what is the consensus trade now? Because I thought ETH was non-consensus about a month and a half ago, and now I feel like it's a bit more consensus. But then I also think hype is really consensus, and now I'm starting to think, like, is everyone just like completely fading Solana, and maybe that's a buy, or am I just overthinking it?
Like, I still have Solana. Like, I have spot bags staked, and I have probably I sold 80% of my Solana at the beginning of the year, and I was always going to keep some. Maybe it goes to 300-400, and like, but for me, like, it hinges on them capturing the next hot asset or the next narrative. Like, and so if Pump's going to leave, like, I believe, like, I think they'll start their own chain. And even when you have an app that generates like $1 billion of revenue in a year, and it's all sell pressure on your token, right? Like, it's counterintuitive. So I just, like, economically, like, what's going to happen with Sol? What has to happen for it to like 2x now? It's crazy. There's way easier trades out there. So I like to hold it. Great asset. Bitcoin's the best asset. The only token I can get like massive conviction in to take like a real size position is hype, because of, like, you know, the stuff I was talking about earlier. I just think like the economics of it and the management it's the best option in crypto. And I'm really interested in what they're actually doing. I would never like short Solana or anything, but yeah, I think, look, it was $8 before Pumpfun, right? Like, what was it trading at in fall 2023? And it was the meme super cycle that just like pushed Solana to 300. And I'm not saying that can't happen again. Like, they did great in NFTs. They were the B chain after Ethereum. But like, when the hot asset, whatever degens use as money, and then that's the money they're using to buy the thing that they want to own as degens, that is the thing that will go up the most. And so Ethereum did great in NFT era, and degens haven't had a reason. Like DeFi, then NFTs, and then there hasn't been a reason for degens to own Ethereum or buy it to use it to transact since then, and it's struggled, right? And all this institutional stuff, oh, the banks are going to use it and all this. Yeah, I know the banks are going to use it. I heard AVAX has a great institutional BD team, and no one gives a shit, right? Token's $16 or something. And so, yeah, like, what will be the next, what's the next thing? Because I think we're still mid-cycle. Like, memes have to get squeezed more. Like, there will be a time where people look at meme buyers and like the meme loyalists on the timeline, and you'll look at them like how you looked at cartoon buyers like last year, and you're like, you're crazy, like, you buy NFTs, whoa, like, yeah. And there was still these maxis, right? And like, so we need to get to that point where everybody's laughing at the cartoon maxis, and then Sol will have to capture the hot asset again. Like, I just, and I'm not saying that can't happen, but it seems like there's a shift more towards, like, I mean, why wouldn't you just buy one Sol and then everything on Sol happens in USDC, and you have a gas token for life? Because all Totally does is scale it and make it cheaper. It just keeps getting faster and cheaper. And so, like I said, ISPs, right? Like, internet service providers, like, you wouldn't invest in those companies, but they enable all these other great businesses that are on the internet, and they give people access to them. And so I think investing in a chain now, like a pure chain, it's hard for me to believe that the chain will capture the hot meta, because probably an app will just come out and be the hot meta, like Hyperliquid or Pumpfun.
This has been a pretty big shift, I think, in a lot of like the smarter people that I follow on X have been basically talking about this, right? Like, not that chains are dead, but that the real gains are going to be in apps that maybe become chains, but just like teeter on the edge. This is like the app cycle, basically. Which I think is
all the users who care what a chain is are here probably already, right? And like, everybody who gets scared of the word chain and doesn't want to learn any of this shit, and a bridge will freak them out, like, they're the people we're trying to attract, I guess. And so you got to do it in like a sneaky way with a clean app that looks like it belongs on on an iPhone. Like the tech, in my mind, I say it a lot on Twitter, but like I think the tech has now been fully commoditized. Like all how many chains are there that feel exactly like Sol? And like you can say Sol has the users, but really does Sol have the users, or does Phantom have the users? Like Sol wouldn't be Sol without Phantom in the first 2 years. Like, yeah, I think apps and revenue are the new thing.
You can
And the
see
new
it
hot thing is
already.
Sol.
Like even the Rekt story that we were just talking about, like that's. I mean, you didn't go down the chain route, and you just have this like, oh yeah, you have a flywheel which works. Hyperliquid has a flywheel that works. Pumpfun, we're now talking about a flywheel that works. Some of the best performers of the last couple of months have been these DeFi coins with some form of a flywheel suddenly, and it's like maybe this is that time. It's been, which has not been the trade for a long time, right? If you really wanted to have good returns in crypto, you stuck to the chains and you just faded every single one of the apps, like because they were always shitty governance coins and it never really worked out. And then now it suddenly feels like that's been the main shift. And I think that's like you said, I think it's a medium term shift. I think like for the next 3 or 4 years, if you're going to make money in crypto, don't focus on the chains because they're probably not going to be the best place to make money. I think focusing on apps is maybe where, and maybe the life cycle is a little bit shorter, but I think that's where you're going to see the majority of the gains.
I agree. So I think it's interesting actually, because a year ago I was saying the complete opposite, and for 3 years, like I have not owned a token that is not the base economic token of a chain for a while. Like I guess hype is that, but like really everyone transacts in the app on USDC, like, and the buy pressure on a token makes it a lot different. But I'm like, I would never own an ecosystem token. I would never own a utility token. Like everybody was talking about Jupiter forever, like pre-airdrop, post-airdrop. Oh, it's so good. It's the best DEX. Yeah, it's the best DEX, and the token's garbage. Why own it? Like you're better off buying the economic token for the chain where the activity happens, stake it so you're not getting killed by inflation, and just sell it when like activity on the chain peaks. But yeah, I do think that era is kind of over. Like for these huge chains, the explosive growth for Solana is done. That's basically where I'm at, right? And it's not going to come back. And some other alt L1 like that, the narrative's gone. Like it doesn't matter. No one's going to build an alt L1 that's so good that all the good builders go there and
exactly
all the users
Solana's
go there.
Solana's good. So what do you think? I know we spoke 2 weeks ago about useless, and it was trading at like 150, and then it went all the way up to 250, and everyone's like, "Oh, Bonk guy was right. All these coins have gone up." This to me feels like not the final throw of, but it just feels. I don't feel like this is good for the ecosystem. What's going on there? It just feels as though like we're just shifting money between certain things rather than anything like valuable being created. What do you think about this, OSF? You're a bit more of a Bonk guy fan, I feel like, or he's made you money in the past following some of his trades?
I've followed some of his trades. I've made money on it. Like you can, can't ever complain about that. But nah, it's always different, isn't it? Like it's always it's always been this way. Like meme coins for a long time now have not been PvE. Like even the coins that become big coins get PvP'd and that kind of stuff. So it's a sort of just like another derivative of PvP, right? Instead of it being between coins, it's now being between platforms. It's just another thing to show you that there isn't like the pace of like coin growth is much faster than the pace of adoption. Whereas the opposite was true in 2021. So at least for like altcoins anyway, like maybe that's not the case for Bitcoin. So I just think it's just the same as what we've seen for the last 2 years, but it's a different, it's now happening on a platform level rather than on a on like coin level, basically.
Yeah. Do you think this Bonk guy thing's gonna like he's one of these influencers at the moment where he's kind of seen as like a pure influencer, like, oh, he's one of the good guys. Generally, when you become main character, it gets discovered that somehow he's working for Bybit or something like that. Or like there's something that's going to come out, and then everything can just like get destroyed, because that's what we like to do in crypto and in life. Do you think you see something like that coming for him, Kook? I know you
I mean, everybody, it's not a secret, right? I thought everybody knows what's going on with this stuff. Like,
no, what's going on? Tell us. I actually don't know.
really? Well, the Bonk
I
guys
heard he
came
works
out.
for Bybit, right, or something along those lines.
Oh, I don't know that much detail. And like, I like him, I guess. Like, he's cool. He kind of chirps me. I don't think he likes me, but it's all, look, as like a meme purist, I'm obviously the funniest guy on Twitter. Like, that was a joke. Nobody laughed. But no, like,
I was laughing.
I love this shit. I love the culture. I love memes. Like, there was so many different metas and stuff in this meme super cycle. It was a great market. I was great at predicting attention. I loved it. And I just see these Bonk guys coming in at the end. My problem with it is there hasn't been a single original idea off this launch pad. The Bonk team is launching them all. They got Bonk guy in there. They're just plowing their own money in there to get the tokens up. And that's fine. I like it. Like, if you see Bonk guy buy a token and you're trying to guess, right? Are they going to Bonk cabal this one? Buy that shit. I know it's not funny. I know it's cringe. I know they're all gay and all their tweets suck. That's my issue with it. But buy it anyways. I do it. Half these Bonk coins come out and they try to pay me to shill. And I shill some of them. Like, I know how this stuff's working, right? But it's not, if you think this is like organic buyers and like this coin is funny enough to get on the news and it's like a fart coin and haha, useless coin, like, come on. This is like a 10th level derivative.
This is Meteora done all over again. This is basically what we're doing in January all over again.
Well, I mean, yeah, they were doing, Meteora was doing weird stuff with the LPs and like removing LP pools while the token was pumping and like what, I don't know what they were doing. There's like a video about it, but it's not like they're just buying the token, but it's not organic, and that's fine. Like, Chinese meme coin investors will only buy a coin if they know that the team is going to scam pump it, right? And so if you can guess like, oh, there's Bonk guy with another cringe idea and he's magically in this token again, or they sent him a bunch of it. Who did it? Who knows? Like, who launched it? Who knows, right? Like, you can buy this and make money, but I don't know. Like, these aren't. Yeah.
What is Hossico? Like, I don't even know what that is. Like,
bro, it's like it's just some cartoon cat. Yeah, it's a cartoon cat. They said it's Bonk's sister or something. Like, that's what I mean. They just try these, like, it's whack, bro. Like, it's just not funny. Like, yeah. So, but it'll probably get listed on Gate or something. Like, so there's plays there. Useless seems to be the one that they've tried to crown as their like king coin, right? Because it's like, I guess it's the closest thing to a good coin. It's just it's a derivative of 20 other coins we already saw. So none of it's funny to me, and it's all just insider. But I mean, insider plays, when you know they're insider, are the ones that are going to make you the easiest money. Yeah,
that's the thing. Like, it feels like you just need to get in there. I feel like that's just a play. That is just the way in crypto, right? Like, I remember who wrote a tweet like that a while back. Maybe it was Frank. And he was like, look, if you've been around in crypto for this long and you're not an insider on anything, like, you're doing it wrong. Like,
yeah, he got cooked for that. He's like, I am an insider. True,
like, even if it's just on a small scale, like, you're involved in an NFT project and you get some information early, or you get, like, become a community member of whatever. So you get, that is just crypto. And it's not not you looking for it sometimes. It just is crypto. Like, you hang around with enough people enough of the time and there's always something coming out. Like, just pay attention and you'll be able to find essentially private information, or that, like, oh, those guys are going to do that.
Do you know that him Gajira guy?
Yeah.
You know him? Yeah, he's cool. Like, I'm not sure he likes me very much either, but I really respect this guy. He operates like,
stop shit posting half of them, man.
No. I don't talk shit to any of these guys, but it's like, whatever. Like, he's kind of like me, where even more so maybe, but he's like totally solo, unless he's lying, but he tweets about it. He just does like his own thing in a vacuum. But he had a tweet or something one time where he was like, it was about this insider information, and he's pretty eloquent, so I'll butcher it, but here's the spirit of it. Like, he's like, first of all the information's on chain. So like, you can see all this shit happening, like, as it's happening on chain, number one. And also, there's no, like, anybody that got a social edge, or like, and I don't even fully agree with it, actually, because there's some insider stuff that's sketchy, right? But like you said, crypto is kind of like, it's relationships, it's networking. If you're around long enough, you meet the right people, you'll have some information. That's all NFTs was, right? Like, you got some information, keep it a secret bubble. It was even more than now, because now everything happens too fast. But he was basically like, even like KOLs or whoever, like they've developed a social edge. Like they've worked for this social edge. That's part of crypto. You have to understand it. You can do it too. Like that is crypto. And I kind of believe it too. Yeah. I mean, that's what it is. People that
And
FUD insider stuff would do the same stuff if they got a chance. They're just not in the chat.
so in that world, like, even if they were to come after, like, Bonk guy, he's actually just played the game better and probably fairer than some other people, right? But he's just got himself into a position of, like, whatever I buy, people buy. I'm going to be selective about what I buy, but, like, yeah, I'm just shooting fish in a barrel.
Well, he's not nuking people either. Like he's he's holding the coins, and people are like, if you're like, well, this guy's gonna hold this thing till I'm looking at useless 279 million, awesome. Like I saw it for the first time at 500K or something. Like if you're like, oh, Bonk guy's not gonna nuke it, like that's not his reputation. It's great that it's insider. Like, yeah, I don't know. I think it's fine. Crypto time in crypto is greater than timing crypto. I think even the biggest retard, if you're around, as long as you don't like get frustrated and walk away, like if you're there watching all the time, you're gonna catch something.
Bro, 100%. And also, like, you can do pretty bad things, and the community just forgets it within a couple of months, right? It's just like, oh, okay, he's back. Particularly if you're an OG. Osef's just fucking left. Yeah, particularly if you're an OG, like it's just like, oh yeah, it's fine. Like he's been around for a while. Like, you get enough. That's kind of sad, I think, for some people, but it's just a reality. I just don't know how to describe it, but you only really get it after being here for a while. I think it's important to provide value, and obviously, like, if you're really gonna strive to like create a business in crypto, I do think it helps to have that level of like trustworthiness. Like it's really helped us on Yeet. I know it's really helped OSF with REKT. Like if you're really going to try and make like go for 8-9 figures in crypto with like a business, I think it really does help you to have that. But there's a lot of people who can make a lot of money just being around for a long time and just being known as a personality, right? Like it's kind of obvious.
Totally.
So what else are we looking at this week? Like I feel like Pumpfun's kind of nuked a lot of the meme coin market. ETH has come back a little bit, so ETH memes are moving, but there's only really a few of them. You wrote out this REKT. I mean, REKT is actually, I looked at the top 300 movers or top 1,000 movers, and REKT is up there alongside all these Bonk guy coins. Do you want to talk about this at all? I don't really know if you said anything new, or rather just like repackage what everyone kind of knew from the REKT paper, but
the shite paper.
Yeah, the shite paper. Yeah, what do you want to talk about it a little bit?
Yeah,
it feels like it caught attention again.
What I would say is I think there are some people out there, believe it or not, in the world who want to put money into crypto but don't want to just buy memes. And I think the big problem with memes and new memes is like they get attention, then they die, then move on to the next thing, and people don't have time to just like play the rotation game. And it's been very hard to find some sort of PvE coin or a coin where like, you know, you have a complete you know who the team is behind it, and they're gonna actually be genuine and do the right thing. So I think that's kind of been it's been one of the problems. The reason why we put out that paper was because I think it adds a layer of legitimacy to what we're doing. So a lot of people have just been like, oh, this is just like another meme coin or whatever. I don't really understand it. I don't really get it. But, you know, it's a whole like 15-page light paper that I wrote out, which the reason why I wrote it was because we were having a lot of conversations with like liquid funds in terms of getting them into the token. And pretty much all of them were like, oh, do you have a white paper, or do you have like any documentation I can read on it? And I was like, fuck, not really. I mean, I have this like random tweet as my pinned post, but that's it. So I wrote this thing out, and number one, I think it adds a layer of legitimacy to what we're doing. But number two, I've been having these conversations with other people for the last 2 or 3 weeks, and I think the reason why the token is up a lot is because we have been speaking to liquid funds on it, and I think they've been buying, or at least I know they have. I'm able to actually provide them with some documentation on like, hey, this is how we're thinking about this idea of a brand coin, yes, like it has no inherent value, but there are some real explanations and legitimate reasons as to why the price would move up or down, and this is how you can think about it. And we're getting people to like buy into that idea and buy into that narrative, and I think that's one of the reasons why it's up. So I would say the movement since the Binance Alpha launch, which was 2 weekends ago,
well, they nuked you. They nuked us.
Yeah, I mean, you have to give them some supply. It gets airdropped to their community. That's just you got to kiss the ring. So it was always going to happen, but we've, unlike most tokens on Binance Alpha, we bounced back pretty aggressively. I think we're almost 2x higher than that, the lows of that day now. But since then, it's all like carefully planned. It's like, okay, let's do that. Now it's a good entry point for these guys to get in, hit up all the people I spoke to and say, hey, by the way, we're down based on this. Like, this is your entry point, basically.
Here's my hot take. Here's my hot take on it all. I don't think 1% of the people who saw that read it. I think
you're
people
probably right.
Really respect, but the fact that you wrote out 2,000 words or whatever it fucking was, once they see that, they're like, oh, fuck. Like, if somebody has actually written out 2,000 words here of a pitch, he's probably serious. It's what Cook was saying earlier. It's like, this guy's all in. Like, if you like, who the fuck writes out that amount of words? And it's not written by AI. Like, you can tell you've written it. I reckon that's why people buy it, because I don't think the thesis is necessarily that different to, like, if you've been following it, you've been following it. But if you can just, I don't even think if you send it to a VC, they're reading it. But if they see, wow, this is actually like 1,000 words or 2,000 words, they'll buy it. So, like, I think that's what it is.
Yeah, you could be. Yeah, it could be that too. I do think. I think people are not really realizing how all in I am on it, and as we move higher, more and more people are realizing how all in I am on it, and stuff like that, I guess, is a sign to the market of how all in I am on it. But
I have a question for you, OSF.
Yeah, go for
it. About REKT. It's 2 parts.
Yeah.
Okay, so this popped in my head because I saw Mando's right. I don't read. I specifically don't read. Like, I don't even read my own long ranty tweets. That's true. Okay, so it said something like in the tweet. It was like, you bought this, but you got nothing. And so that's kind of, I remember at the beginning of the REKT token, I think that you had talked about how token holders will get equity in the REKT business or something. And then that changed, and then now the focus is brand coin, which I like much better. That other idea is probably too confusing and so on. So 2-part question. Did it change from you were maybe going to get equity to you got nothing? And then the second part of the question is, like, what is a brand coin? Like, from you, I would like to hear. Because what are the 2 brand coins I think of when I think brand coin? REKT and Pudgy.
Yep.
So yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, so the first question, we actually did give equity, but it was to our NFT holders. So the equity was gifted to our NFT holders, REKT holders. That was done about almost 6 months before TGE, actually. I think it was 6 months before TGE. So we actually did do that last year.
That's probably what I saw.
Yeah. So we did do that. So our community, most of our community, at least like the OG REKT holders, they all own some of the equity in the company. And they will also airdrop some of the token. In terms of what is a brand coin, every company in the world has some sort of brand value, right? There's some sort of premium you would pay if you're buying a company. There's some sort of premium you would pay over them.
Yeah, goodwill. It's
goodwill. Yeah,
intangible asset, bro.
Exactly. Yeah, over their net asset value. Now, in corporate finance, what happens is, let's say Coca-Cola buys a random company, and the company's worth 500 mil, and they pay $1 billion. On their balance sheet, they now have a line item of 500 mil, which is goodwill. But it's just a balance sheet item. It's not liquid. You can't do anything with it. And the value of it is governed by basically 2 people doing a transaction at one point in time, and that's it. So REKT right now has 150 million, 160 million almost FTV. Why would people buy something like that if it has no equity, doesn't own the IP, doesn't benefit from any revenues? You don't get any real benefits from it. Why would anyone buy that? Because they like it. It's a sentimental thing, right? They like the brand. And so I view that as actually a liquid version of this concept or idea of goodwill or a brand value of a company. And every time I speak to trad people who are like, oh, this is bullshit, it's not worth anything, I'm like, well, look, if you think that, there's literally millions of dollars of this thing trading every single day. So go ahead and fucking short it. You know what I mean? Whereas your fucking goodwill on your balance sheet, mate, like you decided what that number was and it's there and you can't do anything with it. No one can revalue it or anything. It's just there. It's illiquid. So I think that's a really important concept where it's like, okay, this is actually a very traditional corporate financial concept, but it's now liquid. People can actually speculate on it and trade it and take the other side of it. If you don't believe in us, you can take the other side of it. You can literally go out there and short it. So that's kind of like how I view what it is. And it doesn't really work for everything. It works if you have a real product. And, you know, Pengu is definitely a good example of this because, like, why would anyone buy Pengu? They like the brand. They like what it is. It's a sentimental thing, right? So it only really works if you actually have like a real business and a real brand behind it. And that's how people, you know, want to express it. I think the thing that we've done differently is you actually are able to earn some of the coin when you purchase the product. So consume to earn, which is not a new thing. There's been fuck tons of consume to earn things and they've all failed. The only reason why ours works is because we've had a 4-year strong community and then we launched the token rather than launching the community with the token where you just get people who want to flip things quickly and leave, right? And I guess part of it is also, you know, myself and Mando having been in the space for a long time and generally being good actors. I think there's a level of trust there as well. So I think it's a very powerful concept. And when I explain it that way to like trad people, they're just like, oh, I don't really have a counterpoint to that. Or you know, I
actually love it. I love the goodwill explanation. Like, yeah, I mean, easy to understand from that angle with my background. And aside from it, like, I mean, the meme angle of just crypto, like, okay, you don't think it's worth something. Well, there's a 24/7, 365 market telling you it is, bro. So
exactly.
I actually love that. Yeah, that's really cool. And
I think you can pitch that to TradFi guys, actually. Like, I think that as a concept works for them, right?
That's why we have the light paper, because I can just send that over to guys, to people who, like, you know, some of these guys who bought the token, right? They don't invest in meme coins. Like, their fund mandates are, we can't touch meme coins. We don't touch meme coins because they can't justify it to their LPs when it's like, oh, hey, I just lost fucking shitload of money on, you know, whatever it is, some random animal coin. Whereas this, they can like say, hey, there's actually a real business behind it with real revenues. Here's a justification for why this token should have any value. And now we can sort of like, we can enter the meme world, but have a real justification behind it, I think. And
bro, it's like a funny concept, like a liquid goodwill, right? Like you got some business combination that happened 20 years ago and they're amortizing goodwill over 30 years because they decided that. Like, it's a nonsense number, right? Like,
exactly.
It's
like this
stale, it never gets updated. You can't update it unless you go do another transaction. Like, that's really cool, man.
Everyone thinks goodwill is a scam, and this actually is like, well, come on, we're trading it now.
Section 2.2 of the light paper, liquid brand equity. It's in there, boys. It's in there.
They are going to update IFRS for you, bro. You're gonna
exactly. Here we go.
That's my goal. I want to shout out in IFRS.
Yeah, you want an IASB accounting rule for
Exactly.
All right, guys, we're kind of coming up. The only thing I was going to talk. What was it? There was one more topic I wanted to talk about, but I've forgotten what it was. So maybe we should go to. It was actually just the death of gaming coins. There was a ton of gaming coins which just like completely died again this week. But we don't need to. We perhaps don't need to go into that. Should we do the spins? I think the code is REKT, by the way. I don't know if that went on screen earlier. So go over to yetaboards.com, put in REKT. We'll give you another minute or so to kind of to do that, because I think it was put on the screen earlier, and then we're going to choose 3 winners. Sims, are we doing this via?
So we have. Okay, I have the. Okay, one of you guys needs to log in on your side. I
don't know if we have the REKT Radio. Should we do it via the FOMO Hour account, maybe?
Yes, I'll need a minute.
Yeah. I'll give it the I'll bless it now in the back end.
Okay,
I'll do it like that. I think that's probably the easiest way to do it.
Yeah, let me just hang on.
This was a good show. Actually, it worked well. I was scared that without KBM it would just be me and Kook, but OSF actually spoke the most he's spoken in months. I think this show format works way better. We used to just have guests on, and it used to be like me and the guest, but now I think it works way better to bring people on to chat about stuff. I think we've all got enough time to use on stuff, right? We should definitely. I mean, how are we not making 120 million? Gainsey's up there singing songs. Last time I saw with like some guys in prison. That was the last Gainsey stream I saw. And I thought, this stream has gone downhill since the first view.
Well, Gainsey's streaming from Israel, and I don't know if you know much about the background of the management of Pumpfun, but that's why Gainsey's making it.
But he's not even streaming anymore. He said he's not even streaming. Like this is his first.
Doesn't need to. TGE, bro. He's got now. He's got 2 years of getting smoked on leverage trades until he's broke again and has to do another deal.
Well, Matt's Jewish. I'm married to a Jewish woman. We can make it work, Alan. Like we can make this happen. Let's make a deal happen.
I would like, even if Alan fuds me, I'd like to know what he thinks. I've been kind of pumping Pumpfun. Like I'm taking a lot of heat. They're like, "Oh, you're a paid shill. Why are you Bonk supporting the Solana ecosystem, bro?" I don't care. I'm just trying to make money, bro. Like I don't like Alan at all. I don't like Pump. They're massive extractors. I don't care if they are or not. I would be.
We nearly got the deal. We nearly got in on the seed round, and then I fucked it up. Famously. Actually, I didn't reply to a DM for a month, and we're not in. So me and Alan talk quite a lot actually, because we talk about various things.
You should ask him, like
he reads Mando minutes a lot, so he's like a big. I think he likes it.
As he should. And so you should talk to him and pitch like a smarter commentary, more highbrow. Like that's why this is cool, right? Because we just talk about crypto and it's pretty sophisticated. I'm sure the users like it. And there's nothing like that happening on Pump, bro. It's guys in cages eating their own shit. Like
it really is, right? I would have thought it would have gotten slightly better, but it's not. It's like there's now like a streamer house with Crypto Jakey. It's and
it's cool. Like that stuff is cool.
Singing with random people in prison. It's like it's a strange group. We can elevate you, Alan. Come on, let's do a deal.
Okay. Real quick then, while we go through this, can you bless my Sims account, please, for simplicity?
Oh, it's Sims. Okay.
All right. I'm not logged in on the other one, so that'd be great. What we're gonna do here? I've made a decision.
Is it the Sims or Sims?
No, just Sims. SIMMS.
Yeah. Okay.
There's 3 winners today.
Okay.
The 2 are going to be selected by the wheel. Your number 1 weekly leaderboard by quite a substantial amount is in chat but can't enter. So we're going to give him a spin as well, just because he's put in so much volume this week. It's only fair.
Let's do it.
So that will be Kwamari. He can have the first spin or whatever we do on the first go.
I think we do Lamb Chop because it's been fun how we've been doing it recently.
Okay.
And each one of us can be the one who drives.
Right, let me share the wheel and let's pick 2 of the winners then on kick. Okay, so number 2. Rich Lol.
Oh, I am resource in the chat.
Yeah.
Meet to the moon, boys. He's here.
We'll do another one. So it's I am Rich Lol in kick, and us number 3 will be
X Coffee. Amazing.
I love this song.
Yeah, that's the turtle song.
I did an actual one, and we got fucking DMC'd for it. So who's non-copyright?
Okay.
So we got 3 winners. We got the top of the leaderboard, Kalmari. We got Rich Lol second go and X Boppy third go. So let me just remove that. Mark down the winners. And then we will do some lamb chop. Are you guys playing for them all individually? Are we doing it like we did the previous time, or we're going to try and do it through kick chat?
Like we'll play for them. We'll play for them. It's easier. I think it's easier.
Cool.
$1,000 spins on lamb chop. And we'll
close that. Bring that up. Do that. Right. So move that over. Sorry. Didn't expect this one, so just prep in.
You guys get 500 in the back if you lose anyway. So Oh, God. Oh, the music. All right, so we play on easy or medium? What do we think?
I think you've got to go easy when it's something like this, right?
All right, 1,000 then. I'll do the first one.
Hang on a minute. So it'll be the first go. Nope.
No,
There we
1,000.
go.
We'll do
On
1,000.
easy. Oh, we're doing 1,000? Oh, God.
Yeah.
So
They
they've already
get
banked
500. They get
500
500
plus.
if we lose. So it's just
Holy
one shot.
shit. Big over here, isn't it? On REKT Radio. Holy fuck.
Oh yeah, this is we go through it quickly. You see.
All right, so this is for Qualmari, your number one volume trader this week.
I'm playing for you. I'm semi-aggressive. I'm not quite Matt levels of aggressive. So we'll jump. It's a nice amount of money, that, isn't it? Jump.
Oh shit!
Let's go. I think one more jump and then I'll cash out. One more jump, then I'll cash out. One more jump. Done.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm feeling good about that.
That'll be 1497.70 plus 500 to Qualmari. There you go.
Ooh,
Good play.
Ooh.
Wow.
That would have killed you. You got aggressive.
All right, Kook. Oh,
Okay.
Oh, it's about to run.
What's the guy's name? It helps
Rich
me.
lol.
Rich
Lol.
Lol.
He's
He's
in the
already
chat.
he's already rich today, so I am rich,
exactly.
so I can push it. No, I gotta make him some money. All right. I won't get too aggressive. Let's jump.
Yeah.
Okay, go again, please. One more. I'm gonna go to 1697, so jump again.
Yeah.
One more. Yeah, I think we cut it here. Rich, we got you $700 extra, bro. $1,700 is pretty good.
Let's go.
Let me write that down.
I like to give the guys money, right? So I'd be pumped if I won $1,700 on a stream.
Do they get that plus the 500? Or the 500
I
backup?
think without the 500. It's only
Yeah, the
if they
500
lose
is the
the-
backup, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
And-
yeah.
And Rich Lol, if I'm too big of a pussy, please flame me on CT. Like Kook is such a oh my god! Oh my god! Sorry, Rich.
That's a big one. Sims, you want to do the
You'd
funny one?
have been devastated if you'd have got to the end and died on that.
Oh.
Fuck, bro. No, he's happy. He's laughing in the chat. Sorry, bro.
Sims, you want to do this final one?
Yeah, but I'm aggressive, so I'm
They're
going
aggressive.
to the tracks. I'm
We
not.
got
I'm not.
$500.
We're gonna
We got
set this
$500.
now. We're gonna go to the tracks and cash. All
All
right.
right, do it. Let's do
If
it.
we die, Boppy, we die. I'm
Trax
sorry.
is good.
Kook, you're my goat. Don't be sorry.
Oh, fucking hell.
Sorry.
Well, I got 500 as a backup at least.
500
Oh,
back up.
man.
We're all doing well. All right, that was a good show. Great show. We gave out nearly $5,000 of prizes there at the end. And we'll be here next week. Ideally, I think everyone's going to be here next week. So we'll see you all then.
Yeah.
Thanks, Sims.
And we're trying to land everyone a streaming deal with Alan. I just tweeted at him he should sign Thread Guy, and then we can get the first serious show on Pumpfun.
We're different. We're a different show. All right, guys. See you next week. Thanks for tuning in.
See you guys. That was fun.